I'm currently in Dade Honors in the Wolfson campus, and I did research all the programs they offered, and luckily they had what I wanted to do, which is speech and language pathology and audiology. And then the cost of attendance for Dade Honors is free, and that was like a total plus.
Yeah, I definitely did. I took my time looking at, I applied to over 10 schools, exactly 12. One of them was pretty late, but I did apply to 11, if not early action, then well before the regular decision deadline.
Yes, I researched the schools that I wanted to apply to. I knew the field I wanted to go into, which is STEM, computer engineering, and that stuff. So for out-of-state schools, I looked at schools that had that focus. For in-state schools, I applied to like UCF because I knew that school also has that focus, but also other in-state schools that may not focus on that program but have a good STEM engineering program. So like FSU, FIU, and then I just went from there. And for the cost of attendance, that was a big factor in whether or not I could attend to a school. So some of the schools I applied to were out of my reach without scholarships, but I did apply to schools that were in reach without scholarships because if I didn't get any scholarships, I'll need to go to those.
So Miss Iglesias helped me out so much with that, honestly. Like, she's gonna be your lifesaver for any single question you have. Whenever you need her, she's like always there for you. So she really helped me out a lot, like telling me, oh, this is gonna be due this is gonna be due then, and like I would ask her whenever I had any questions, and she would help me out a lot.
You know, the way I went about it was pretty much everything I would base myself off, you know, whatever the most complicated application that I had was, whichever one required the most writing, and I would go about doing anything that was on all the applications. I would do that on each one of them, you know, just like at the same time or in the same day, so that way I could cross that one thing off every application.
Okay, so I applied to a few scholarships, a few big ones like the Gates Scholarship, the Coca-Cola Scholarship, the McDonald's Scholarship, Taco Bell one, and then a few small ones in the area. I don't quite remember the name right now. I applied to a lot of them, and that's usually the best way to do it because I only got one scholarship, which was the Gates one, and that's covering all my school. So it's good to apply to as many places as possible because if you get even one, it could cover more than you'd expect, or all of it.
So yeah, I applied to tons of scholarships. Maybe not as many as some people, but I definitely applied to a fair share of them. I used Miss Iglesias is a great resource. She sends you guys an email. If she does it the same way she did with us, she sends you an email every month with over 10, 20 scholarships that are valid, good, and like there's a good chance that you can get them if you go and apply for them. Personally, I didn't receive any private scholarships for many of those, like, you know, Coca-Cola thing, like the Coca-Cola scholarship or Burger King scholarship or anything like that. You know, it's still good to try. Some people, you never know if you're the person that's going to get those, and it's good practice. The more you do them, the better chances you have of getting them. I did receive enough to cover my tuition based on more like grant-based scholarships and state scholarships, federal aid.
So Miami-Dade has a lot of different campuses. They have 4 or 5 total, I think. I'm not too sure. But I definitely visited that campus, which is the Wolfson campus, and I decided that even though it's further and it's a drive, it's a mission, but that campus just had like a different energy. I don't know, I liked it better. So you just have to go whatever is right for you.
So I was pretty sure I was going to commit to Caltech as soon as I got accepted, but I wanted to be 100% sure, so they had a pre-freshman night, or not a night, a trip, where they actually paid for me to go out there and visit. They paid for my expenses and all that stuff. And I got to stay there for a few days, and that's when I made the decision for sure to stay there. It's always good to look at the place so you know if you feel at home or not, if it's right for you. If you don't want to commit, then get there and be like, this isn't for me, and have to do something else.
So yeah, I applied for FAFSA within the first week, maybe 2 weeks that it came out, which is the best thing you can do for yourself. You know, the money is there, but it can run out, or it can, you know, like, you know, if you apply later, the chances of you getting as much as you need may be reduced. All that kind of stuff is factored into it. So the sooner you can do it, the better. Personally, I don't know if it was due to me applying early or what my you know, financial situation was, but with Bright Futures and private aid using the other profile you'll have to fill out for some universities is CSS, which uses, and it's their kind of version of FAFSA. So filling out those definitely gave me the rest of what I needed besides my music scholarship to have a full ride, basically, you know, without having to pay for tuition at all.
Yes, I did apply to FAFSA and Bright Futures. For FAFSA, it helps, but the most of my money is coming from the GATE scholarship. Bright Futures doesn't apply out of state, so I'm not getting that money. However, if I were to go to UCF or FSU, had I not gotten a scholarship to cover my costs out of state, that would have covered what I needed to, and I would have stayed in state and gone to one of those schools.
Well, my main advice would be just to prepare yourself ahead of time. Sign up for all the early applications you can, like get those done as soon as possible. Just because if you wait till last minute like I did, you might not end up exactly where you wanted to be. And although I'm super happy where I'm at, that might not always be the case. So just get it all done now. Don't stress. Your teachers are here to help you. Everyone's here to help you. Just ask for help if you need it and do what you gotta do.
Yeah, if there's one piece of advice that I want to give you guys, it's, not only go and look at these campuses and meet the faculty and people that you'll be studying with and, getting information from, but really make sure that you are going to be in love with what you're studying. Like, don't just do something because you think, oh, this career path or whatever will make some money and I'll be safe. Like, being financially secure is not all there is in this life, and I already have friends that are hating what they're doing because it's not exactly what they love to do, and they're doing it because they thought it would be a safe choice. So, everyone says that being a musician is kind of not the way to go, but I can tell you I'm as happy as I can be at UM and studying music, and it's because I love what I'm doing. So make sure that you do what you love in college. It's 4 years and you're not going to get them back.